So I want to remind you that 10% on your DeFi portfolio every single month is wild. Like, we are winning. And I think people forget that. They start setting really tight ranges, chasing 20, 30%, which absolutely do it if you know what you're doing. But I do adjust my ranges and I will go wider depending on the volatility in the markets. And I'm still collecting 10% over here. So I want to show you one thing. And we'll go back to some of my positions in a sec here, but remember that your ranges will widen up the more volatility there is in the markets. I also want to add that on this way down, I didn't rebalance, I didn't snuggle rebalance, I wait things out. My Bitcoin position came back into range no problem, so I locked in 0 impermanent loss, and on my ETH position, I waited to see this bounce back before I slightly rebalanced and I locked in a bit of impermanent loss. But if I would have done it at the bottom here, I would have locked in. It would have taken me around 3 weeks to recoup that impermanent loss in fees. I'm not willing to do that. With the way I just rebalanced things this morning, it's going to take me around 3 days. That, willing to do, zero problem with that. And I also want to remind you that if you're seeing my positions and being like, why are you in a stable coin? Like, why are you in ETH USDC or BTC USDC? I'm also in some SUI positions, some positions on Solana. The reason why is because I lend out blue chips and then I borrow against it and I create yield with this borrowed. So I don't care if I get out of range, especially on the upside in my positions. Please let me know in the comments if that's making sense to you. I'm happy to do a video just on why I don't mind going on range on the upside of my positions. Happy to do a video specifically on that because people, I think, still ask the question, but I zero miss out on the upside of BTC, of ETH, of SUI, of SOL. And I also have 2 different portfolios. I have this portfolio and then I have a profit taking portfolio. So as I take profits out of the markets, I put it into that portfolio. And then when the opportunities present themselves, I'm able to redeploy. So market crashes or pullbacks, they actually excite me more than they affect me. We had a great time inside the UIG yesterday as I was on a live and we were just talking about the market pullbacks. And it was like tons of comments saying, this is the first time ever that I'm actually excited for market pullbacks because I deploy my profits. Like that switch will make you rich. I can promise you that. And so again, back to my portfolio, which again, lots of volume is pumping through the markets right now. And so yields are nice and high and juicy, even with super wide ranges. This thing's going to average around $15,000 to $18,000, per month or daily, I could say. I'm happy with around $600 or $700 per day. And all of that is going to pay off my debt or stack as profits, of course. And when the markets pull back, which they will, because it's inevitable, I'm able to redeploy. And I do tighten up my ranges. The less volatile the market is, the more it kind of finds some stability. I do tighten up my ranges, enjoy more cash flow. And then as markets shift, I do widen out my ranges. My Bitcoin just came into range naturally, didn't touch it. My 2 ETH positions, I did have to slightly adjust them, but I didn't lock in that much impermanent loss. And within 3 days, at this rate, within a day and a half, I'd make up for that impermanent loss. And that's that. Again, the market's a little more in the green. My loan to value ratio, I'm happy with that, around the 40% mark. And we have ETH trailing behind Bitcoin. It's definitely underperforming compared to Bitcoin, but I've got a fairly wide range set. And Bitcoin, at one moment, there was 80 some poor souls, which is why I literally do what I do because I want people to avoid this. But at $89,000, they sold their Bitcoin. It is now $98,000, which is great. And I think we're going to find a really cool pattern around this 100K mark. So there's some awesome opportunity to yield farm, create returns. And again, you don't have to directly use your Bitcoin. You can lend it out. There's a lot of platforms to do so. I like Aave. It's the biggest and the most trusted, even if it's a little more expensive to borrow against. Don't really care for the extra couple percent you pay to have the security you have with Aave. I'd say Compound is the second biggest and also the most secure. So between Aave and Compound, you're well taken care of. And that's that. Really hope that helps. Do let me know in the comments if you want any kind of, we're thinking of doing way more technical analysis content on YouTube so you can actually learn this skill set. Super important to know, especially if you're doing this. Also, our 2025 Underdog Investor event is officially live. We have sold out of VIP tickets and we're quickly selling out of the main event tickets. That's a Saturday and Sunday in Kelowna, June 20th and 21st. There is 100 seats total, and I think we're around over 30% sold out. So would love to have you join us. Right now, we are reserving this for only UIG members, but if you're interested in learning more, let me know in the comments below, because come early February, depending on if tickets are sold out or not within the UIG, we will most likely offer this to subscribers on YouTube and our email list. So, feel free to get on the wait list, so to speak. It is going to be an event like no other. We have an over $100,000 budget for it, so we are definitely playing full out. And there's something magical that happens when we're in person. Plus, Cryptolabs and the Underdog Investor Group is not hiding behind a computer. We really want to create community and bring investors together from all skill levels. Those who are investing for the first time and those who are investing. We have someone coming who's got over $10 million invested into a DeFi portfolio. Bring them all into the same room, be able to teach and work with. You're going to have access to our entire Cryptolabs team who's also joining us. And Kelowna in summer is probably the most beautiful city in the entire world. So we'd love to have you. Do let me know in the comments if you do want to learn more. I mean, crypto and DeFi is what we do, but we also do a lot of alternative investments and just investment philosophies and strategically designing investment portfolios that even exceed beyond crypto DeFi. And we'd love to have you be a part of that. There's also a lot of mindset work and a lot of internal beliefs that I see hold people back from actually building the portfolio and financial freedom that they truly desire. So would love to have you at the event. If not, then at bare minimum, like this video, subscribe to the channel, let me know what landed in the comments below. And with that said, we'll see you in the next. Peace.